help you, ma'am?
Mrs. David Copperfield, I think.
And who wants her, I'd like to know?
Miss Betsy Trotwood. You've heard of her, I dare say.
My poor husband's aunt.
Yeah, well, now you see her. You're nothing but a baby yourself. My nephew spoiled you, I suppose.
Oh, Mr. Copperfield was very good.
Oh, no, don't do that. Don't do that. Come, come. Oh. You know, I was opposed to my nephew's marriage. I told him you were too young. I said, you are too young. He ignored me. Fancied himself in love, I suppose, or some such foolishness.
My husband is dead, and if you dare to speak unkindly of him to me, then...
You may leave us. Now, when do you expect?
Soon. I feel so frightened, I'm sure I shall die.
Die? Certainly not. Have some tea. Well, where's that girl of yours? What does she call herself?
Peggotty.
Peggotty? Do you mean to say any human being has gone into a Christian church and had herself named Peggotty?
Well, it's her surname. My husband called her by it because her Christian name is Clara, the same as mine.
Your mistress needs some tea. She's feeling a little unwell.
Well, she's having a baby. Shall I send for the doctor, ma'am?
Now, from the moment of the birth of your girl...
Perhaps boy.
It'll be a girl. Don't contradict. I shall be her godmother, and you shall call her Betsy Trotwood Copperfield. Now, this Betsy Trotwood must make no mistakes in life. There will be no worthless man trifling with her affections. Oh, stop that now. You'll make yourself ill, and that will do neither you nor my goddaughter any good at all. Well?
Well, we are progressing, ma'am, slowly.
Bah!
Copperfield. I have something to tell you. You are too young to know how the world changes every day and how the people in it pass away. But we all have to learn it eventually. When you left home to come here, was everyone well? Was your mother well? Was she well?
Yes, sir.
Because it grieves me to tell you that I hear this morning that your mother is very ill. She's very dangerously ill. In fact, she's dead.
She was never well for a long time. She sank a little every day till she knew she was dying, and a little boy too. On the last night, she kissed me and said, "Let them lay my baby in my arms and bury us together." sun was rising when she turned and said, "Peggy, put me nearer to you, for your face seems far off." I put my arm under her head to hold her up. And she smiled then, closed her eyes, and never woke again.
You must be measured for mourning clothes.
Yes, Mum.
Have you brought your shirts home?
Yes, Mum, I brought all my clothes home.
Your services are no longer required, Mistress Peggotty. You may take a month's warning. Don't drag your feet, David. You will walk with me. Family only.
You see before you be a warning, Copperfield. Annual income, £20. Annual expenditure, 19, 19 and 6. Result, happiness. Annual income, £20. Annual expenditure, £20, nothing and 6. Result, misery. The blossom is blighted. The leaf is withered. You are, in short, flattened.
Months passed with no sign of a release for Mr. Micawber. I went to the prison every day and did what I could for him and his family, but I had barely enough to feed myself.
I thought you might be hungry.
You have no close family of your own, Copperfield? Beyond Mr. Murdstone, I mean?
Mr. Murdstone hates me. I have no one else. Well, there is an aunt who lives in Dover. She hasn't seen me since I was a baby, and I don't think she'd want to meet me now.
My advice is seek her out. She may be overjoyed to reacquaint herself with you.
Wilkins! Wilkins!
My dear.
Our debts are settled! You are a free man again!
I knew it. The Lord Chancellor has finally acknowledged a grave miscarriage of justice. I wrote to him personally, you understand.
My family have at last remembered their obligations.
Not, in short, before time.
They're of the opinion that Mr. Micawber should quit London and exert his talents in our hometown of Plymouth.
Ah, my little beauty. I shall never think of our period of difficulty without remembering you.
God bless you. I never will forget you.
Farewell, my young friend. Farewell.
School day is now over. The time had come to find my place in the world. But it was with a lingering sense of unease that I left my childhood home. had never lost my dream of being a writer, but I could hardly ask my aunt to support me in such a precarious ambition. So when she asked me if I should like to be articled as a clerk in a proctor's office, I agreed readily enough.
Is something wrong, Aunt?
A cold feeling just came over me, Trot. It was a donkey trespassing on my green, I know it. Oh, I should never have left Mr. Dick on his own. His character is not suited to keeping donkeys off. The premium is £1,000.
I could wish it to be a smaller amount. A few men are less mercenary than I, but I have partners, and they have their opinions on the subject, and I'm bound to respect them. They are immovable on the issue.
I can't let you spend so much.
Trot, you are my adopted son. My one aim is to see you provided for.
Good.
My position now settled, it only remained to find somewhere to live.
It's lucky you called on me this morning, Mrs. Trotwood.
That's Trotwood.
I shan't be able to hold on to these rooms another day. My last young gentleman was quite delighted with them. If he'd had any choice, he'd never have left.
It's rather a steep climb, Mrs. Crupp.
Perhaps so, Mrs. Trotwood. But consider the benefits of the purity of the air so near the top of the house.
Oh, well, it's near the fire escape, that's something.
You won't find a sweeter set of rooms for the young gentleman, I can assure you. Peppermint cordial, you understand, for my spasms.
The furniture is rather faded. Is it the last occupant's?
It is, Mum.
What became of him if he was so fond of the place?
He was took ill and...
Yes?
Well, he died.
Good God. What did he die of?
Drink and smoke, Mum.
Smoke? You didn't mean from the chimneys?
No, Mum. Cigars and pipes.
Ah. That's not catching, at any rate.
Young Mr. Copperfield will be cared for as though he were my own son.
Very well, Mrs. Crupp. We'll take the rooms. Your sister, Betsy Trotwood, would have been as hard-working and honest a girl as ever breathed. You'll be worthy of her, won't you, Trot?
As long as I am worthy of you, that's enough for me.
La douce nuit est tombée, la lune vient de monter, dansons dans la forêt, tra-la-la-la-la.
Little had been said, but I was filled with the hope that some vital understanding had been reached between us. For the next few days, greatly to Mrs. Crupp's discomfort, I lived on nothing but Dora and coffee.
Skittles, Mr. Copperfield. When there's a young lady in the case, Skittles is healthy. Diverts the mind, does you good.
I satisfied my appetite by writing her numerous letters, hoping that she would detect the desperate passion that lay beneath their formal exterior. Thankfully for my sanity, I was at last distracted by an invitation to join Agnes at a London party.
Trotwood.
Agnes, how wonderful to receive your invitation.
Oh, we see you so rarely these days.
My dear sister, I've so much to tell you about what I've been doing. Uriah, how are you?
Much obliged for your condescension to an humble person, Mr. Copperfield. Take no notice of me. I am invisible.
Things have changed since you left Trotwood. Pa is to make Uriah his pupil.
But he is not to be trusted.
Uriah has made himself indispensable.
I have a good mind to tell Uriah Heep what I think of his little...
Promise me, you do nothing to offend Uriah.
You walk at a somewhat lively pace, Mr. Copperfield.
I wouldn't want you to miss your coach.
I'll be back at the law next time, Micawber.
Mr. Micawber. Open up, it's Copperfield. Mr. Micawber, it's David Copperfield.
Is it possible? Have I gained the pleasure of beholding the infant scourge of the pawnbroking profession? Come in, come in.
Mr. Heath.
Any friend of Copperfield's is a friend of Wilkins Micawber. My dear, there is a gentleman here wishes to be presented to you. Copperfield, come to renew his acquaintance with you, my love.
Lord! Oh, can it really be? Oh, what happy memories of my youth.
You may perhaps have surmised that Mrs. Micawber is in a state of health which renders it not wholly improbable that there will soon be an addition to the infantine group. In short, she is expecting.
Oh, it is a happy event. The one that strains Mr. Micawber's already depleted resources. But I know he will, as always, rise to the challenge.
We must celebrate. Will you come to dinner at my rooms next week?
Oh, a noble and generous proposition.